Good afternoon. Welcome to the Veranda. As you know, I'm continuing my series of interviewing candidates for positions within Memphis City government. Today, my guest is LaTonya Sue Burrow. She's running for Municipal Court Judge Division 2. Welcome to the Veranda.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Miss Angela.
Glad to have you. I know this young lady back a little while, and I'm impressed with her. So today we're going to find out who she is and why she wants to run for judge. Tell me about LaTonya Sue Burrow.
LaTonya Sue Burrow is a country girl, Miss Angela. I actually grew up, it used to be Arlington, it's now Lakeland. But when I was growing up out there on Canada Road, we had no sidewalks, no street lights. We actually had outdoor plumbing.
You got to be kidding me.
No, ma'am. I'm dead serious. We had outdoor plumbing. And
So you're real country.
I'm very country, yes, and proud of it.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, now when I think about those times, it simply reminds me of just how far I have come. I grew up out in Lakeland, Arlington. I graduated from Bolton High School,
Okay.
Rhodes College, the University of Memphis School of Law. I actually started working at the age of 13. Back then, they had a program, I don't know if they still have it, called the CETA program, C-E-T-A, Comprehensive Employment and Training Administration for Underprivileged Teens, and I was one of them at 13. And 2 years later, I actually worked that job and a second full-time job during the summer. I used to work at the Hungry Fisherman restaurant.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
That used to be a favorite of mine.
Yes, ma'am. So I actually was working 2 full-time jobs the summer before my senior year.
So you have a strong work ethic.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. I am not afraid of hard work. I've been doing it all my life.
Okay.
Even when I went on to Rhodes College, I worked several jobs. I worked on the work-study program at Borough Library. I also worked at the Dairy Queen that used to be located, yes, ma'am, on Summer and Hollywood. I made $1.35 an hour. And do you know what I told myself, even back then? I said, I am a burger flipping, ice cream sundae making professional. Because I knew even back then that it's not what you do. It's how you do it.
It's how you do it.
Yes, ma'am. It's how you do it. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. May I help you? Have a nice day.
What made you want to become a lawyer?
To help people. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So many things, so many people have issues in life that are tied to the laws. Even something as simple as getting a wheel made out. Sometimes people have traffic tickets. Sometimes people even have criminal situations. You might be sued. All of these are attorneys' positions that would be needed in those situations.
I think that with the current economy and things the way they are nowadays, at some point in time, everybody has to need for an attorney.
I agree.
And with the state of the world today, there's so many facets of what an attorney can do. When you were an attorney, what was your specialty?
Oh, I'm still an attorney. I mostly did criminal law. I was at the Shelby County Public Defender's Office. Then I was in private practice. Then I was with the city's government as the chief ethics officer. But I still maintained my criminal practice. So many times what I saw, by the time people get to criminal court, sometimes there might be situations that are very difficult to deal with. And so I made sure that I was always compassionate. I treated people the way that I wanted to be treated because, but for the grace of God, there go I.
There go I.
There go I, my family or anybody else. And just because you are in a bad situation does not make you a bad person.
Being an attorney is different from being a judge.
Very much so.
Because being an attorney, you are there to help your client.
Yes, ma'am.
But you're also there to help your client within the area of the law.
Yes, ma'am.
But being a judge, you cannot, I don't know how to say this, you cannot be you can have certain amount of compassion, but you're obligated to follow the law.
Absolutely.
So there's a difference. The position you're applying, the position you're running for, Municipal Court Judge, Division 2, that was the seat vacated by Tarek Sugarman, am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that court deals with traffic and city issues such as?
Yes, we have traffic, speeding, actually traffic issues, anything that is not, that does not rise to the level of being criminal, that would cause any type of jail time, but like speeding tickets and things of that nature. And you have situations that come into city court that could actually lead to people, losing their driver's license if they start getting a certain number of points against their license. So it could be the opportunity to help people keep their license or help them get their license reinstated. That's how I feel.
So at any time within your court, does some of these cases elevate to criminal?
It's like a different jurisdiction. If it's something like they were actually driving on a revoked license, that would be considered something that could cause jail time. A first offense driving on a revoked license is a B misdemeanor that carries up to 6 months in jail. A second or subsequent offense is a Class A misdemeanor that carries a maximum of 11 months or 29 days in jail. That would be something that is considered criminal that is handled in General Sessions Court. Tickets like speeding, traffic accidents, those are the things that would be in city court.
What made you want to go for this position? What made you seek this?
So many times people think that the bench is where lawyers go to retire. No, ma'am. That's where the real work begins. With all of the experience that I have had, my experience includes my prior experience. I have actually sat as special judge in municipal court and in General Sessions Court. I have been the former chief ethics officer. I have argued before the Tennessee Court of Appeals. I have argued cases in state, General Sessions, and in city court. I was qualified by the Tennessee Supreme Court to litigate capital murder cases. I bring that experience with me, and I use that experience to build and to actually be a culmination of my career. And I want to get started and do some real hard, roll up my sleeves and do some hard work now.
What are some changes you would like to see happen within that court?
Right now down in city, they actually have what is called a Drive While You Pay program with the city court clerk's office, and it is a very good program. It actually addresses the issue of drivers who have fees that they owe to the city, and they will allow them to actually, just like it says, drive so long as they pay. There are also other issues that might keep a person from being able to get their driver's license, such as if a person needs an interlock device, they might need an alcohol drug certificate, they might need an SR-22, they might need some type of proof that they are not being sued for a traffic accident, they might need to have the habitual motor vehicle offender status removed. All of those things would be something I would like to see people get the information they need, get pointed in the right direction. Right now, I do re-entry, as I stated, that helps people to get their driver's license back and restoration back. I want to put them together. What we have found is that so many times people don't even know where to begin.
Exactly.
Sometimes just telling them where to begin. And you need to go to this office and take care of this. You need to take care of this. And Tennessee is on a point system. You get a certain number of points and your license can be suspended. Well, there are things that, I'll use it for instance, like in domestic violence court, and that's one of the specialty courts in General Sessions. In some situations, certain situations, part of the resolution of the case involves the person actually taking an anger management course.
So there are different avenues you can go down.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's the responsibility of the judge to offer this to
Well, actually, it's the prosecutor and the defense attorney in General Sessions. And if you'll notice, something like anger management is not just something that slaps them on the hand and sets them free. It actually is working to
better them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, let's move back to city court. How about, I would like to see situations where one would, if they're speeding or something like that, defensive driving school. You need to learn defensive driving school.
You need to learn how to drive.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. We need to slow down.
So is this something that would be implemented by your court?
I would
Or is
like
this
to see
something that the city would have to take upon?
They're already doing a lot of that. I would like to get even more involved. I want to get the opportunity to do more research. I would like to see the court staffs work together just like they do in the specialty courts, Veterans Court, Drug Court, Domestic Violence Court, and it's one other, Mental Health Court. I would like to see the entire staff, and I think they have an excellent staff, and I think they would be willing to do that if it is at all possible, and I would like to work to do that. Why? Because that is a win-win for everyone. You get your driver's license. It is so important to get a driver's license and be able to drive legally, to have your own transportation, get to work, take your kids to school. Helping people do that was a win-win.
Do you think that, okay, one pet peeve I have with the court system, I don't know if it's the lack of judges, the lack of courtrooms, but when you go down there, it's backed up like crazy. Tark Sugarman's courtroom, they had lines all the way around downstairs. And I said, now, is it that they need more judges or people are getting in trouble more? What's your opinion?
I'm actually not sure. I think a majority of those are like speeding tickets, and this is just my opinion because I don't know this for sure. And many times I believe that those are actually worked through before the person actually has to get into the courtroom. They're given a slip by the deputies to, see what they need to do to resolve it, and then it's up to them whether or not they want to have a trial or go ahead and pay it. But I think that we have a good system down there as far as the judges that are working. I think that we all have the same goal down there, and that is to try to service the citizens of the city of Memphis or Shelby County who might not be a citizen of Memphis to the best of their ability.
Well, I do think that there is room for improvement within Memphis, period, but within the court system. And that stems from improvement within the people that constantly find themselves in that environment. So it's a either or situation. But I think that Memphis has become such a plethora of problems within the court systems.
As a defense attorney, I see myself as the defender of the Constitution, defender of a person's constitutional rights, to plead not guilty, to have an attorney, to not incriminate themselves. So I'm definitely going to follow the law. I tell all of my clients, I will do anything that I can legally, ethically do to assist you, that I can honestly, legally, and ethically do to assist you. Of course, I don't always agree with the results, but with the results of the case. But here is what I say. I say, as long as I do my job and protect my client's rights, the state needs to do theirs, the judge, if he does his, and if there's a jury, if they do theirs,
then it's a fair situation.
What happens must be justice, because we all did what we were supposed to do, and that is to follow the law. Again, I can't always agree with the results, but as long as I do my part and follow the law, and everybody else does the same thing, we must accept the results. And if not, that's what an appellate court is for.
Tell me something about you that I don't know. I don't care what it is. You like cornbread or whatever. I don't care.
I love pets. My mom used to call me Ellie Mae Clampett. When I tell you I'm from the country, I mean I'm from the country for real. We had my first pet was Sweetie Pie. If it had fur or feathers, I was trying to drag it up in the house.
Sweetie Pie?
Sweetie Pie was my dog. Yes, ma'am, my dog, Sweetie Pie.
She's an animal lover.
Yes, ma'am. I love animals. I absolutely love animals.
Well, I'm finna do my little spiel, then I'm gonna let you talk. I think this lady is more than qualified. I think that she would be fair and honest. I think she would follow the law. And I think y'all need to do stuff to stay out of her court. It's that simple, but I think out of all the candidates, I think she's the most qualified. That's why she's here. Um, I have people here that I believe in, that I endorse, or that I think are the best choice. This lady right here, you've heard her story. You've heard it. She's qualified. I mean, what else you need? And you got to go to the. I know a lot of people are going to say, we just got to vote. Okay, go vote again. That's because people change positions and there are now openings. Go vote for this young lady. And I think you'll be glad you did. I want you to look in the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to tell the public what you want them to know.
My name is LaTonya Sue Burrow. You can remember the name because I was named in the country way after my aunt Minnie Sue and Mamie Sue. In country math, those
Sue.
two equal LaTonya
Sue
Sue.
came in there.
Yes, ma'am. LaTonya Sue Burrow. I'm a candidate for Municipal City Court Judge Division 2. I've been practicing law for nearly 30 years, and I started the practice of law to help people. I knew that attorneys are necessary. I knew that at some point nearly everyone needs one, and it should not be that difficult to get an attorney that simply cares about you. An attorney who feels that it is necessary to treat someone in the same way that they would want to be treated. Again, after 30 years with the experience that I have, I think that I have the opportunity to use that experience to take it to the bench for City Court Judge Division 2. Now, there's going to be a ballot. It's a special election section. I believe that the judges section is at the end. There is only one judgeship on that ballot, and that is for Division 2. That's the position for which I'm running. There are 9 candidates. They're in alphabetical order. My name is number 2 on the ballot for Division 2. That's number 2 on the ballot for Division 2. Please, I ask you to go out to vote.
When does voting start?
Early voting starts October 19th, and it goes through November the 3rd. Election day is November the 8th. I'm asking for your support, and I'm counting on it. Thank you very much. Vote LaTonya Sue Burrow for City Court Municipal Judge, Division 2. Thank you for your support.
Thank you for coming to the veranda.
Thank you.
Now, you've heard this lady's story. I'm asking you to vote for it. But just for those that are special and need to revisit this interview, you can see it on Conversations on the Veranda on Facebook. You can also log in to Conversations on the Veranda on YouTube. That's my channel, where all the other candidates have been on there. So subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Check it out. And vote for this lady, LaTonya Sue Burrow, City Court Division 2. Thank you, and see you next time on the veranda.